Hey guys, so as you know, our Cowboy Bebop first look dropped today, which was so exciting. And I just wanted to address a couple of things that sort of keep coming up in the comments amongst fans. First, I wanted to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match the Faye Valentine character. 6 foot, double D size breast, 2-inch waist. You know, they looked everywhere for that woman and they couldn't find her. It's kind of weird. So they just went with my short ass. I know. Am I right? You know, there was talk about like, can we put Daniela in a time machine and maybe give her different parents so she has different genetic information to sort of make her look better? It proved to be too complicated. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was I want to apologize that the outfit I'm wearing is not exactly what she wears in the anime. You know, we tried. But doing stunts in tissue paper, things disappear, they rip. Sometimes it just got lost. Anyway, like I was saying, that original costume, they made a couple of them, but like I said, they got sort of slurped up in my various crevices, never to be retrieved again. So we needed to really build something that could withstand the test of time. So,
well, I call that a bad start for Netflix again. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share this video. Don't forget to check out our merch shop at shopq2cast.com, where we have some nice new merch available to you. That's as soon as you hear this video, it is available. And at wonderful prices and new stuff. We got hats and cups and stuff like that. Even hell, we have leggings and bike pants now as well too. So do check them out. And we also have some unusual styles. It's not only our logos, but it's also some artwork that's put in there as well. So as you saw in the beginning on there, the actress from the Cowboy Bebop live action TV series has insulted the fans. That didn't take too long for the actors to start to insult the fan base, the anime fan base. Her name is Danielle Pineda, Latin actress, which do excuse this sounds in the background. I think we have a storm coming in. The choice of it is already incorrect. We already see Jet Black is incorrect. Thank God they fixed Ein, and of course, no Radical Ed. So we're questioning on that. And it goes into a lot of things. And you know, the thing about it is, and you see it from her angle, I don't think she's read anything of this show. So that puts it into number one, because the way she's saying that, oh, big-breasted, she's 6 foot tall, you know, they couldn't find a 6 foot tall, big-breasted woman. You're incorrect. She's about, Daniela is about 5'5", which is about an inch shorter than the Faye Valentine in the animated series. Goes to show you what it is. And let me tell you something, most of the fandom weren't looking at your breasts. And it was not looking at Faye breasts, even though Faye's breasts are very nice on there. But as you're looking at the cosplay, you know, many different women of different sizes has donned the costume. So you can't say that they couldn't put the costume on there. That's number one. Even, hey, look, Yaya Han, a woman who makes her own costumes, one of the top cosplayers in the business, made her own version of it. If she can, I think the production studio, the costume department at Netflix, whoever's handling the productions on this at Netflix, was able to make the costume for you, not to overdress you. And you're like saying, well, it's out of tissue paper, and this and that. Tissue paper, that's like a leather type. I mean, technically pleather of all things, but it's more of a leather type of outfit. So yeah, it might have been a little tight, but forget about this picture, Daniela. Yeah. The internet never forgets. The internet never forgets. We never questioned that you were whether you were sexy or not. I consider you are sexy. You know, you're 34, you're sexy, you know, you have some good looks, and you know, you could have pulled it off if you acted in accordance and if you were dressed properly. And you might say to yourself, well, you know, that's sexualizing the woman, and it is that's probably the thoughts in your mind. Like a lot of the other crazy nuts. But let's delve into Faye Valentine, the character itself. Let's see what her life is like. And this is from the series itself. We're going to take her personality, her traits, and her biography. Faye was born in August 14th, 1994 on Earth in Singapore. See what I mean? As the daughter of a rather wealthy parents. As a child, Faye was shy, but very positive and outgoing with her friends. She was a cheerleader in high school. One day, along with some friends, she recorded a message on an old Betamax videotape to be delivered 10 years into the future as a time capsule. In 2014, at the age of 20, Faye traveled into space with her parents on a private spacecraft. An accident occurred on the ship, killing both of Faye's parents and severely injuring her. Faye's injuries were so serious that they could not be healed with conventional medicine, so she was cryogenically frozen until a cure could be found for her condition. During her cryogenic sleep, the gate incident destroyed the moon, producing rock showers that caused a massive destruction to the Earth's surface. As a result, data about Faye's identity was lost. The only thing left was her first name. In 2068, 54 years later, Faye was cured and revived in a clinic called the Cold Sleep. Dr. Bacchus and his assistant Manley, which you'll see in the anime, performed the operation and informed her that she now has a debt of 300 million or 1,000 woolongs due to her long recovery. Faye suffered amnesia and therefore frightened about her situation. Unbeknownst to her, Bacchus also schemed to take advantage of her, gave her name Valentine and enough details to create an identity for her. His nephew Whitney Haggis pretended to be a lawyer named Whitney Haggis Matsumoto to help Faye. Faye eventually fell in love with him. One night, a ship approached them with Haggis claiming that it was Faye's creditors looking for her. He pretended to try to elude them while she ran for the clinic. An explosion in the distance indicated to Faye that he had died. As Bacchus informed her that he left all his assets to her, she agreed to take them. However, there were more debts. Unable to pay any of the debts, Faye chose a life on the run, conducting small scams and stealing goods. Because of these activities, she incurred a bounty of 6 million woodlongs placed on her head. Being betrayed by the very first people she ever met after waking had profound effect on her personality. It formed a new personality, one that's untrustworthy, scheming, and irresponsible. She developed trust issues, usually didn't form strong bonds with anyone unless under the influence of alcohol. As you can see where we're going to here. Because basically, you know, she was in cryogenic sleep. She has a memory loss. She doesn't know who she is. The first people she comes across, they basically screw her royally. You know, basically she's on the run because of all the money. You know, what happened to her family's money and stuff like that. That, you know, they basically, she doesn't know she has that. Her personalities, Faye is an arrogant, lazy character. That's what has she become now. She is often seen lying around while others work on a bounty and spend a lot of time taking care of her appearance. she presents a long series of bad habits, such as pathological gambling, alcoholism, excessive consumption of cigarettes and cigars, unwarranted violence, and forcing work on others. Because of her abrasive personality, she is often clashes with her companions. She is good at flirting and seducing men to further her goals, but hates feeling desired and rarely seemed romantically interested in someone. Faye avoids trusting anyone and is used to never staying long in the same place because of her creditors. Although she tries to remain strong in her reality, she hides a deep emotional vulnerability and often seen to nourish a great deal of sympathy and empathy for her traveling companions in spite of herself. As we see, this is the character that she's playing. Will this be correct? From what I've seen, no. Already, the way she's acting, the way she's talking and all that, she doesn't understand. Faye's a femme fatale. She's not a warrior princess, a warrior queen. She's not an Ellen Ripley. But sometimes she may act that way. But she does it to basically protect herself. She's a woman that just, like it says, arrogant and lazy character. And this comes from basically that she doesn't remember who she is. There is a great episode of Bebop that basically she gets the videotape. The videotape is delivered to her, and she gets to see what's on that videotape. And she is shocked to see what, kind of person she was before, because she cannot remember that. This is the thing. She can't remember it. You have a look now, and you're looking at the picture. That doesn't seem like what they're doing. And I think this is where they're getting it wrong. Same thing with Jet Black. Jet Black, they made black. Why? Because his last name was Black? It's totally wrong. His costume is totally wrong as well. Where are all the colors in his costume? I mean, his arm looks like rubber. That mechanical arm, it looks like it's rubber. I mean, maybe they CG'd it, but normally if they CG something like that, he'd be wearing like a green sleeve or something like that. If they're going for a CG look on there, but that doesn't look right. Or that could be just a publicity photo for now. The other part is that, like I said, Radical Ed. If anything of all the characters, Radical Ed is, what we used to call back in my day the tomboy. If anything, when people say, well, we need androgynous people, Ed would be the perfect one. I mean, this is a girl that basically dresses like a boy, hacker, and you really don't know who Ed really is. So he's Radical Ed. That's why this series is so good, because the way the characters are written, they're so well written. But see, the thing about it is, this is Hollywood. Hollywood keeps doing this day in, day out. They keep messing it up. Alita Battle Angel is the only movie that they've gotten pretty much about there as far as that. Everything else, horrible. This is Death Note 2.0, as some people are saying online, as far as Netflix. There is a good Death Note movie, 3 of them, which came out of Japan. Go see them, and they're really well done. Same thing with Tokyo. I'm hearing a lot of good things on Tokyo Revengers, the live action version. Also, Netflix has the TV series Kagagushi, the gambling one. It's good. It's good. There's a couple things that did change, minor tweaks, but those minor tweaks doesn't take away from the entire storyline itself. On there, it's pretty much the same story, the same run, but in a episodic TV series look to it. Way of the House Husband live action looks really good. I mean, we've shown a bit pieces of it as well. Japan can get it right. They know how to get it right. Why can't Hollywood get it right? Because of all the activists and the nut jobs that are in Hollywood these days. This is why Hollywood's failing. This is why, over the summer, all these movies didn't work out. Black Widow, and Snake Eyes. I mean, look how horrible Snake Eyes was. Come on, you didn't even get it one right, not even right. You got Shang-Chi coming out. That's probably going to tank. And you got a slew of other films. Dune, I already said Dune is not going to work out right. And the only reason why Dune is not going to work out right, it's not the race swap or anything like that, is that none of these movies, with partial the exception of the fan film, the way the fan film is edited, didn't get Frank Herbert's vision. Yes, I know that it's the director's point of view, but the thing about it is, you have to go by Frank Herbert's vision to get the understanding of what the world of Dune is. You can add explosions, you can change the looks of the characters, you can change the looks of the deserts, change actors, race swaps and stuff like that. You're not getting it right. You have to sit there with people who know the subject matter. They know the backgrounds on everything. Did you hire anybody other than the music? Because I know the music is done by the original people. Did you hire anybody from the Cowboy Bebop production and get their 2 cents on them in the writing room? We're getting this whole thing. Oh, why weren't you in the writing room? That Kevin Smith bullshit. No, this is the shit that they want to put out. They cannot make new things, so they're going to destroy old things. And they're not going to get it right until they sit back and says, we need to hire the right people. Stop hiring diversity. Okay? It ain't going to be right. Technically, from one technical legal aspect, and I'm not a lawyer, but from a legal aspect, by saying you're putting out the most capable person can violate certain work rules. Think about that for a minute. If you hired somebody because of their color, or their gender, or their sexual preference, that technically is incorrect. That's not right. That basically is wrong, and that basically could end up in courts with you down the line. It's going to happen. It's going to get to a point. We see it in regular business. It has happened in regular business, but it hasn't happened in the tech world, and it hasn't happened in Hollywood. But it's coming to Hollywood next. Trust me on that. People are tired of this. You have all these little independent film companies that are starting to pop up, just like in the 80s and the 90s, once again. And they're making small, low-budget stuff. You don't need $200 million, $300, $500 million to make a movie. You don't always need to hire Glenn Close. You don't need to hire, Matthew Broderick. You don't need to hire all these high-ticketed people. Once in a while, yeah. I've seen actors take low-budget movies, and it's happened in many years that they've taken bit parts. Robin Williams was in that Baron Munchausen. That wasn't much money. I don't think they paid him much money for that. There are only, roles in many different movies and shows. Not all of them have to be portrayed by big actors. There is a ton of actors and actresses out there that haven't gotten a chance yet. And they probably are very good. I've seen it on YouTube. So have you. So Daniela, I think you should have not said anything. Now you've turned off a lot of people, and I'm hearing it in Twitter. Never knew Cowboy Bebop. Now with this, not even going to bother with it. People have gotten smarter with these whole situations. When they start to hear situations where people say, I don't like it because you didn't do this way, and you attack that person because they had that opinion. Let's go back to Sonic the Hedgehog. Look what happened. The fans said they didn't like it. What did the production do? Go back and redid Sonic. That shows you respect for the fandom. Remember, they almost didn't put a Porgy in this. They didn't put Ein. And the thing about it is, hey, why is he on a leash? Ein is a genetically altered dog. He's very intelligent. He doesn't need a leash. So we've reached this part of the video. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share this video. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, we will be back right after Labor Day. We have a special on Sunday, September 5th. Do look out for that. Also, Saturday Pre-Flight will return back September 16th, 10 p.m. Eastern on your social media platforms, YouTube, BitChute, and later on Odyssey. Have a good week, and thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.